Major weather alert. Arctic blast and winter storm systems. Grip North America, December 11, 2024. Welcome to SkyAlert USA, your trusted source for critical weather updates across North America. Today, December 11, 2024, brings significant weather developments affecting millions across the United States and Canada as winter conditions intensify throughout the continent. Current weather situation, December 11, 2024. Today marks a critical period in North America's weather pattern as multiple systems converge to create challenging conditions from coast to coast. The most significant development is an Arctic air mass that continues to dominate the northern tier of both countries, bringing dangerous cold temperatures and winter weather hazards. Extreme cold warnings Canada. Across Canada, extreme cold warnings remain in effect for vast portions of the country. In the Northwest Territories and Yukon regions, temperatures have plummeted to catastrophic levels, with actual air temperatures reaching -38 degrees Celsius in alert, the northernmost permanently inhabited location in Canada. Wind chill values are approaching -50 degrees Celsius, creating life-threatening conditions where exposed skin can suffer frostbite in less than 5 minutes. The prairie provinces are experiencing brutal conditions, with Winnipeg recording temperatures of -9 degrees Celsius, but with wind chills plunging to -38 degrees Celsius. This represents a high frostbite risk for anyone venturing outdoors. Light snow accumulations are expected across Manitoba, with extremely cold conditions persisting through the next 72 hours. Churchill has reported light snow with temperatures around -20 degrees Celsius, with additional snowfall accumulations up to 6 centimeters expected. Stacks in central Canada. The situation remains challenging, with Thunder Bay experiencing partly cloudy skies at -11 degrees Celsius, with overnight temperatures dropping to -25 degrees Celsius. Flurries and extremely cold conditions make layered, insulated clothing absolutely essential for residents. Wind chills significantly increase frostbite risk throughout the region. Severe weather warnings Eastern Canada. Eastern Canada faces a complex weather situation, with multiple warnings in effect. Quebec City is under both a freezing rain warning and a rainfall warning from December 10 through 12, with 30 to 40 millimeters of rain anticipated. This dangerous combination could lead to flash flooding, followed by rapid freezing as temperatures drop, creating treacherous ice conditions on all surfaces. Montreal faces similar threats with a freezing rain warning and rainfall warning in effect. Cloudy conditions at -1 degree Celsius will transition to heavy rainfall of 30 to 40 millimeters, with temperatures ranging from 5 degrees Celsius down to -8 degrees Celsius. Windy and colder conditions are expected to follow, making waterproof and warm attire absolutely essential for residents. St. John, New Brunswick, has a special weather statement in effect from December 11 to 12. The city is experiencing light snow at -5 degrees Celsius, but forecasters anticipate heavy rain exceeding 25 millimeters, along with strong southerly winds reaching up to 70 kilometers per hour. Temperatures will rise dramatically to 12 degrees Celsius before plummeting back to -6 degrees Celsius, creating hazardous conditions. Toronto currently has a fog advisory in effect, with temperatures around 4 degrees Celsius. Low clouds and some sunshine are expected, with temperatures ranging between 7 degrees Celsius and -6 degrees Celsius over the next 3 days. Breezy conditions with light snow are anticipated on December 11. United States weather crisis. The United States is experiencing one of the most significant Arctic outbreaks of the early winter season. The polar vortex has displaced, allowing frigid Arctic air to penetrate deep into the central and eastern portions of the country. This represents the first of multiple cold air surges expected over the next 2 weeks. Record-breaking cold in the Midwest. The Midwest bore the brunt of initial temperature drops, with record lows reported across multiple states. Springfield, Illinois, recorded 0 degrees Fahrenheit, while Kalamazoo, Michigan, dropped to 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Plattsburgh and upstate New York experienced temperatures of -4 degrees Fahrenheit on Friday morning. Wind chills across the northern plains have been particularly dangerous, with values dropping as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit in the Dakotas. Chicago experienced single-digit temperatures on the morning of December 11, marking one of the coldest starts to December in over a decade. The combination of fresh snowpack from earlier storms and the Arctic air mass has allowed the cold to penetrate farther south than typical for this time of year, Northeast Arctic blast. The Northeast is experiencing dangerously cold conditions, with another shot of Arctic air forecasted for December 12 through 14. Wind chills may drop below zero, especially during overnight hours, across the northeastern quadrant of the United States. New York City faces high temperatures of only 34 degrees Fahrenheit on Saturday and 31 degrees Fahrenheit on Sunday, well below normal for this time of year. AccuWeather. Meteorologists warn this could be the coldest air mass of the season so far, with temperatures possibly 20 to 30 degrees below normal in some areas. A wind advisory has been issued for parts of New York, and residents should prepare for frigid conditions that will stress heating systems and potentially cause frozen pipes in poorly insulated structures. Southern states feeling the freeze. The Arctic air has pushed farther south than many residents are prepared for, with freezing temperatures penetrating deep into the traditionally mild South. Atlanta, Charlotte, Birmingham, Alabama, and Columbia, South Carolina, are expected to see temperatures drop into the 20s Fahrenheit on Thursday night. This poses significant risks to gardens, outdoor plumbing, and agriculture across the region. Pacific Northwest storm systems. While the East battles Arctic cold, the Pacific Northwest faces its own challenges with a strong atmospheric river impacting the region. Vancouver continues to experience steady rain, with temperatures hovering between 7 degrees Celsius and 3 degrees Celsius. Waterproof jackets and boots are essential for anyone venturing outside. Victoria is experiencing similar rainfall conditions, with temperatures between 8 degrees Celsius and 4 degrees Celsius. These atmospheric river events are bringing substantial moisture to British Columbia's coastal regions, with flood watches in effect for areas that could receive significant rainfall totals. The concern is heightened in areas where earlier storms have already saturated the ground, reducing its capacity to absorb additional precipitation. 3-day forecast, December 12 to 14, 2024, Thursday, December 12 to. The Arctic air mass will continue to dominate the eastern two-thirds of North America. In Canada, extreme cold will persist across the prairie provinces, with temperatures remaining well below seasonal averages. Winnipeg will see continued frigid conditions, with high temperatures struggling to reach minus 20 degrees Celsius. Wind chills will remain in a dangerous minus 35 to minus 40 degrees Celsius range. For the United States, Thursday represents the peak of this Arctic outbreak for many areas. The Northeast will experience the coldest temperatures of the week, with morning lows potentially setting new records in some locations. Philadelphia could see morning temperatures in the mid-teens Fahrenheit, while Boston may not climb above the mid-20s even during afternoon hours. The Midwest will remain deeply frozen, with Chicago expecting high temperatures only in the teens Fahrenheit. Minneapolis and other cities across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the Dakotas will struggle with sub-zero temperatures and dangerous wind chills. Travel conditions will remain hazardous, with blowing and drifting snow, reducing visibility on highways. In the Pacific Northwest, the atmospheric river will continue to deliver heavy rainfall and mountain snow. Vancouver and Victoria will see rainfall amounts reaching 15 to 25 millimeters, with flood concerns persisting in low-lying areas. Mountain passes in British Columbia will receive significant snowfall, making travel treacherous. Friday, December 13th. Friday brings a slight modification of the weather pattern, but no significant relief from the cold. The Arctic high-pressure system will begin to shift eastward, though temperatures will remain well below normal across most of the eastern United States and Canada. In Canada, Quebec and Ontario will continue to deal with the aftermath of the mixed precipitation event. Montreal will experience temperatures climbing to 20 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, but dropping back to 10 degrees Fahrenheit at night. Ice from the earlier freezing rain will make roads and sidewalks extremely hazardous, requiring extra caution for all outdoor activities. The United States Midwest will see temperatures moderate slightly, but remain below freezing. Chicago's high temperature will climb into the low 20s Fahrenheit, still approximately 15 degrees below normal for mid-December. The Great Lakes will continue to produce lake-effect snow, bands downwind of the open water, with cities like Buffalo, Cleveland, and Erie potentially receiving several inches of additional accumulation. In the South, Friday will mark the beginning of recovery from the Arctic outbreak. Atlanta's temperatures will climb back into the 40s Fahrenheit during the day, though overnight lows will remain near or below freezing. The concern shifts to any remaining ice on roadways melting during the day and refreezing overnight, creating slick spots on bridges and overpasses. British Columbia's coast will finally see a break from the heaviest rainfall, though scattered showers will continue. Vancouver's temperatures will remain steady around 7 degrees Celsius with intermittent rain. Mountain snowpack will be building significantly, which is positive news for ski resorts, but maintains avalanche concerns in backcountry areas. Saturday, December 14th. Saturday presents a transitional weather pattern across North America. The Arctic air mass will finally begin to retreat from the eastern regions, though temperatures will still run below normal in many areas. Canada's prairie provinces will experience a slight warming trend, with temperatures climbing a few degrees above the extreme lows seen earlier in the week. Calgary could reach 0 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, a significant improvement from the brutal cold of previous days. However, residents should not be fooled into complacency, as temperatures will remain well below freezing, and wind chills will continue to pose dangers. Eastern Canada will see improving conditions, with Montreal and Toronto experiencing temperatures in the low 30s Fahrenheit. The focus shifts to cleanup and recovery from the earlier ice storm, with power crews working to restore service to any remaining affected areas. In the United States, the Great Lakes region will remain the focal point for snow, with lake effect bands continuing to produce heavy accumulations in favored downwind locations. Some areas could receive an additional 6 to 12 inches of snow by Saturday evening. The Weather Prediction Center indicates that a full-fledged blizzard could occur in areas immediately downwind of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, with snow falling at rates exceeding 2 inches per hour and winds gusting to 50 miles per hour or higher. The Northeast will experience gradually moderating temperatures, with New York City climbing into the mid-30s Fahrenheit. While this represents improvement, it will still feel quite cold, especially with any breeze. The coastal areas may see some mixing of precipitation if any weather systems approach from the south. Space in the Pacific Northwest. A brief break from active weather will allow residents to dry out. Vancouver and Seattle will see partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the mid-40s Fahrenheit. However, forecasters are already monitoring the Pacific for the next atmospheric river event that could impact the region early next week. Critical weather hazards and safety concerns, frostbite and hypothermia risks to extreme cold affecting both Canada and the United States poses serious health risks, with wind chills reaching -40 to -50 degrees Celsius in parts of Canada and -20 to -30 degrees Fahrenheit in the northern United States. Exposed skin can develop frostbite in as little as 5 to 10 minutes. Health authorities emphasize the importance of limiting outdoor exposure, dressing in multiple layers, including wind-resistant outer garments, and covering all exposed skin when venturing outside. Special attention should be paid to vulnerable populations, including the elderly, young children, and those experiencing homelessness who may not have adequate shelter. Dangerous road conditions, the combination of snow, ice, and extremely cold temperatures creates treacherous travel conditions across vast areas of North America. The National Weather Service and Environment Canada have issued numerous travel advisories warning of hazardous road conditions. Freezing rain creates a glaze of ice that is nearly impossible to see but makes roads impassable. Even main highways have become dangerous, with multiple accidents reported across affected regions. Motorists are strongly urged to avoid unnecessary travel during the worst of the conditions. Those who must travel should ensure their vehicles are properly winterized, carry emergency supplies including blankets, food, water, and a charged cell phone, and inform others of their travel plans and expected arrival times. Power outages and infrastructure stress. The combination of ice accumulation, high winds, and extreme cold is stressing power infrastructure across multiple regions. Ice weighing down power lines and tree branches creates the potential for widespread outages. The extreme cold also increases electricity demand as heating systems work overtime to keep buildings warm, potentially straining the power grid. Utilities across affected areas are on high alert, with crews pre-positioned to respond to outages. Residents in areas under winter weather warnings should ensure they have alternative heating sources, flashlights, batteries, and supplies to survive potentially extended power outages. Never use generators, gas stoves, or other fuel-burning devices indoors, as they produce deadly carbon monoxide. Lake effect snow hazards. The Great Lakes continue to produce prolific lake effect snow, despite the extreme cold beginning to form ice on the lake's surfaces. Areas downwind of Lakes Erie in Ontario, particularly the Buffalo, Cleveland, and Erie metropolitan areas, face the threat of near blizzard or blizzard conditions, with snowfall rates exceeding 2 inches per hour and winds gusting above 50 miles per hour. These conditions create complete whiteouts, where visibility drops to near zero in seconds. Drivers can go from clear conditions to being unable to see the front of their vehicle in the span of minutes. Numerous accidents, including massive pileups, have been associated with lake effect snow spells. Residents in prone areas should avoid travel when lake effect snow warnings are in effect. Flooding concerns in Canada. The unusual December rainfall affecting Quebec and parts of the Maritimes raises significant flooding concerns. When 30 to 40 millimeters of rain falls in a short period, especially on frozen or snow-covered ground, the water has nowhere to go and can quickly accumulate in low-lying areas. Flash flooding becomes a serious concern, particularly in urban areas where storm drains may be blocked by snow and ice. 2. The transition from rain to freezing conditions as temperatures drop creates an additional hazard, as any standing water will quickly freeze into thick ice, making roads, parking lots, and sidewalks extremely dangerous. Residents in affected areas should monitor local conditions closely and avoid walking or driving through any water-covered roadways, as the depth and current strength can be deceiving. Long-range outlook beyond December 14th. Looking beyond the 3-day forecast, meteorologists indicate the cold pattern will persist across much of North America, though perhaps not quite as intense as the current Arctic outbreak. The polar vortex remains displaced, allowing periodic surges of cold Arctic air to affect the continent. A weak La Niña pattern is influencing weather patterns across North America, typically associated with wetter conditions across the northern tier of the United States and drier conditions across the south. This suggests continued active weather for the Pacific Northwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast regions, while the South and Southwest may see below normal precipitation. The week before Christmas could bring another turbulent weather pattern, with several storms and the return of wintry conditions across the eastern United States. While not expected to be as intense as the current cold outbreak, temperatures could drop significantly for those traveling during the holiday period. For the remainder of winter, the forecast suggests continued episodes of cold and snowy weather, particularly for the northern United States and all of Canada. The Great Lakes region appears likely to experience above normal snowfall, while the Pacific Northwest will see continued atmospheric river events, bringing abundant rainfall and mountain snow. The interior Southwest and Southern Plains face increased drought concerns, as storm tracks favor more northern latitudes. Conclusion. The weather situation across North America on December 11, 2024, represents a significant winter event affecting millions of people from the Arctic Circle to the Gulf Coast. The combination of extreme cold, heavy snow, ice accumulation, and strong winds creates dangerous conditions requiring vigilance and preparation. This is exactly the type of impactful weather that SkyAlert USA monitors and reports to keep you informed and safe. Whether you're dealing with Arctic cold in Minnesota, ice storms in Montreal, or atmospheric rivers in Vancouver, understanding the forecast and taking appropriate precautions can make the difference between inconvenience and disaster. Stay tuned to SkyAlert USA for continued updates as this weather situation evolves. Monitor local weather authorities, heed all warnings and advisories, and make smart decisions about travel and outdoor activities. Remember, no destination is worth risking your safety in dangerous weather conditions. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay informed.